So before starting anything about tense, I want to say that what we do with tense. What is tense? What does it want to mean? Tense. It just shows the work we do and the time of the work which we do. That means I am now talking. I am now talking continuously with you. What is the thing I am doing? I am doing now, the work I am doing is talk. The main work is talk. I am doing talking. Now, what is I am doing now? Talking. And what is the time of doing that? It's continuously doing. I am talking and talking. I will be talking with you again for more some minutes. So, this time is showing that the work I am going to do or I am doing will be a continuous, and since it is present I am just now talking, so it is showing the work in present tense. So you can just now understand by tense we want to just show the work and the time of doing work. So see, just in briefly I have given the definition of tense. The definition of tense is time of work. The time in which we do the work is tense. Okay? Just now. Now before studying all these things, do you know what are the person? What do we want to mean by person? The noun. You know na? If you don't know, I have always said that your Chandrima Mam is here and I will teach you everything. I will not make you any confusion to have. Okay? So see, when I am talking, when you are saying I, then it becomes I means one. I. That first person. Okay? You are seeing from that part of mobile. So you are second person, and if you are sharing this video with your friends, then they are third person. Is it clear? I, first person, you are seeing second person, and you are sharing, they are third person. Okay, in the board I have also written here. So I have already explained you about person. Now we will see along with person what are we doing or using the verb. Verb is the work we are showing. So let's now see. Along with I or we, that means first person, we use am, be, do verb or have, can. Okay, all these words showing verb and they are in present tense. What is meant by present tense? Present tense means the work you are doing just now. The time of work doing just now is present tense, and which you have done earlier, before some time of this day, today also or earlier, that will be past. And what is going to come, the time you are going to come and you will do after some time, that will be future tense. Okay, and here you have seen that I have written verb 1, verb 2 or verb 3. That means I am showing the different times of work or verbs form, V1, V2 or V3. I will explain later. Just have patience. See, when we are doing presently the work, we use verb 1. Form of verb is 1. So, what are the verbs? Am, be, do, have, can. Okay? When we do, before the work, we have already done, already completed the work. That will be past tense. I have just now said. So, what are the past verbs? That will be was, did, had, could. And past participle. That means the work you have already done earlier for some time. That shows participle form and verbs third form. That's why I have written B3. What are those? See, be verb becomes been, do verb becomes done, have becomes had. Is it clear? Am, was, be, been. Be verb when in past also becomes was, or in participle, that means in verb 3 form it becomes been. Do verb in past form becomes did, and when verb third form or participle form it becomes done. Have becomes had. Had also when in verb past participle form it becomes had. Can only becomes could. Okay, this one is clear. Now comes for the second person, that means you. Okay, so for you, what are the verbs we are going to use? We are going to use are. Okay, for you we will using are. Are, what will be the past tense of are? Tell me. Where? Yes, you are correct. If we use along with you do verb, then in past, that means you have done already earlier, that will be did. Be verb, that will also become did. Have becomes had. Can becomes could. So for second person, what are the verbs? Are, do, be, have, can. For verb first form or present form. When in past, that means the time of work is earlier. Then for second person, and second person always becomes singular. Don't mix it up. Second person, there we get the verb forms are as were, do as did, be as had, have also as had, can as could. And now comes the verb's third form. The main portion of tense which you feel that I am afraid of tense or afraid of verbs form. Just you have to memorize these things. These are the main verbs we use generally for doing tense or for doing verbs along with voice change we use for direct indirect speech. You have to be very clear with these forms of verbs. These three forms of verbs, you mainly make mistakes with participle. So please concentrate. Just note it down this chart and you will be never wrong. Never. I am just guaranteeing you. You will be never be wrong in your grammar. And if you are very perfect in your grammar, then you are perfect in your language. In your second language or first language, if it is English, then you will be never be wrong. That's a guarantee from me. If you learn this grammar, this portion of grammar, that means tense, the verbs and the person, then you will be never be wrong. Just listen to me. I'm not joking with you. So, with second person, are, do, be, have, can, and their past form is, that means verbs we do, second form, past time of verb, they were, did, had, could, and in participle, been. Be verbs or are, they just show in been. Do shows in done. Have, had. Okay, is it clear? First person and second person. Now comes the third person. Now tell me, what is the third person? Just I have now said to you. Third person means you or when you are not saying you. So for verbs, when we use verb.
Go.
So now we have already completed first person, second person, now the third person. For third person, what should we learn? Third person, if just one is there, that means singular. There could be he, she or it. That means the pronouns generally we use. Or any name. Ram, then Roger, Ricky, then anything, any name you can consider. Okay. Those, if that is only a singular, then that becomes third person singular number. For those third person singular, we use is, do, be, has, can. Okay. Now, if more than one, that becomes no more singular, that becomes plural. So, what is the verb's third person plural form? That is they. When you say they, that becomes persons, third person's plural form. Okay, for plural, what we use in present, that means verb first form. We use are, does, have, be, can. Is it clear? No confusion? See, I have just tell you very easy. Just learn this verb chart and be very clear in person's concept. Nothing will hamper you. Now, hindrance you will feel while doing verb or tense or voice change or indirect, direct speech or anything. Okay? Let's continue. So, with third person singular number, when the time of work is past, we use is becomes was, do becomes did, be verb that does not changes, it becomes did, has changes to had, can changes to could. Okay, and for lastly verb third form, that means participle form. Verb third form, what are the changes in the verb forms we see? Is or is becomes is and be becomes been. Now do becomes done, has becomes had, and can could doesn't changes. Okay, and lastly only one thing left, that is third person plural number. For that we use are, does, have, be, can. For are, when it is in past tense, that means verb's second form, then it will change to where, does verb will change to did, have will change to had, be will change to also, indeed, can changes to could. And lastly, what remains? Only the verb participle form for third person plural number. So third person plural number, be verbs changes to been, did or do did also does or do did also changes to done, and have changes to had. This much, just learn this portion. If you just remember this person numbers and the verbs, three format verb, first form, verb, second form, verb, third form, that means of doing the time of work of the verb. The verb first form means present, past means the time of doing the verb is earlier, that is past, and participle, that is the verb third format form. You will never be wrong. Okay, now let's continue with the main topic. And what is the main topic? Have you forgotten? No, that is tense. This much is clear now, person and verb. Now we will continue with this. So we will start with now our main topic, that is tense. See, I am showing here at first present tense, the verb first form. Verb first form. So what will be the in sentence structure we will see. The first thing, the person, that will be our subject. Then will come the verb's first form. That's why I have written V1. Along with that, if the person is third person, that means he or she, third person, singular number or plural number, then there will be along with verb first form we will add is or is. Then after that will only come the object. That means this is the format of a present tense sentence, simple present tense. Let's see in a sentence. See, I play cricket. What is I here? I here shows first person. I play, no s or es, since along with only persons, third person singular number, a plural number, then we will add is here since first person. So I, what will be the verb? Verb in form 1. V1, I is the subject and here cricket is the object. Clear? I play cricket. Now see, Mohit. What is he? Mohit? Mohit is persons. It is subject. In subject it is third person singular number. So what we will use along with the verb play, we will use is. And what is the object? Cricket. Is it okay now? See the structure. Subject, if person, third person singular number, add is or es along with the verb here is and then the object. Can you see the structure, sentence structure? And simply I have represented here the sentences. Here I have forgotten to write the sentence. Let's write. Is it easy for you now to understand? Now comes for third person plural number. See, they, third person plural number. So it is a subject at first, they in right person. It is third person plural, P for plural. Now third person plural number. What should we add with the verb? Go is the verb. Then es. Okay. Es verb is V1 form. Es and this portion is the object. Clear na? They goes to school. They is third person plural number. Verb is go. It is in the form verb 1 and along with, since it's plural number, third person plural number, so we have added es and the object is to school. Clear? Simple present tense. Now comes present continuous tense. See, present continuous tense, as usual, there will be subject or the person, then the verb form will changes and lastly there will be the object. Now what will be the changes? See, if the subject or the person whom we are dealing with the subject, if it is first person, that means I, then there will be using before the verb first form we will use am. If it is second person, that means you, we will use are. And if it is verb, sorry, not verb, persons, third person singular, then we will add is along with verbs first form, we will use before that is. And if the person is third person plural number, that means they, then we will use are. Okay, and along with all these things we will use with the verb ing to show that the work is going on continuous. That means going on, you are doing my class, I am talking with you, if the class is going on. So ing always shows continuous. If any in verb there is ing, it's showing continuous. If before ing the verb there is or are, then it will show present. If there is was, were, then it will showing the verb in past tense, past continuous. And if anything else, be, shall, then or will, that means that will show future continuous tense. Isn't it so clear? Just make these things very clear to your concept. Everything will be so easy. Now let's see in the check out in the sentences. I is first person. So I will be using here am, and along with the go verb, it is person 1. Am, go is the verb 1. I will using here ing, going, then to past tense, the object. Okay. Now person 2. You along with you, see are. Here is also are. What is the verb? Go. And along with the verb first form, what will be coming? ing, then that is the object.
Go.
And lastly, we will deal with the verb and person's third form. So verb is in continuous and the persons are third person. See, Raghav, it is a name, it is a person's name, so it is third person singular number. That means P, S and 3. Third person, that's why P3, and singular, that's why I have written is. Just for your identification and easy to understand, that's why I am showing. I am just showing the sentences first. So it is the subject, it is the person, third person singular number. Along with this, I will be using is. See, is there, and with the verb first form there will be ing. So do is the verb first form and ing is here. Yes, it's present. Ing, Raghav is doing. Now, what are the rest of the portion? That is this, the object of the sentence, his homework. That is object. Lastly, remains person, third person, plural number. See, they are going to play cricket. Tell me, what is they? They are, yes, third person plural number. They is third person plural number. P, 3 and plural, that's why P. And along with that, before the verb first form, we will use are. Here is are. And go is the main verb. Then ing, going, they are going, main thing is done, and lastly remains the object to play cricket. Now tell me, is there any confusion you are feeling in these portions? I don't think. Just now note this chart and the sentence structure. If you note these portions, then you will never be wrong. What I have said, you will never be wrong in your life, in doing voice change, in doing direct, indirect speech, or any time when you are hesitating to talk. Will be never be wrong. When you know this sentence structure, you will be never be wrong. Just remember guys, okay, I have to at first speak the person. Which person? Acha. First person or second person or third person. Then along with that, what will be the verb form? What is the time of work? Is it present? Then present, that means verb first form. If it is past, then verb second form. If it is, it has been already done, or it is going to be do, or mainly it has been already done for some time, then verb third form. Okay, person you have already think in your mind. Then the what will the verb format? And lastly remains the object. Now start speaking. You will be never be wrong. No need to worry while doing sentence or doing parts of speech or voice change. Don't worry. Just memorize these things, this formula, and it will never happen in exam also. Okay? Now in second part.
लाइक और शेयर ठोक दीजिए महाकाल का दबा के लाइक और शेयर ठोक दीजिए 5000 लौटे दिख जाना चाहिए। ये 4000 के लिए मैं यहाँ पे नहीं खड़ा हूँ, पूरा साल मेहनत करता हूँ आपके लिए बेटा। ऐसा नहीं चलेगा, ऐसा नहीं चलेगा। लाइक ठोकी दबा के।